You have any interaction?
Yes, that's wonderful. Yes. Good, good. Yes.
I am Fred with University of Education. I have two questions for the second speaker.
The same speaker.
Yeah, the second speaker.
The second speaker.
He said that when we want to witness to somebody, we should go visit them. And maybe not talking about doctrines and all that. But these are people who think they are saved. And if we should go to them with salvation message, I don't know what we're trying to tell them else. So I want to know a man
What he means by basic. That's okay. He'll tell you.
Yeah, so the second question is white and marrying a color person. So I want to know the stand of the message if a black can marry a white person. But these are my two questions.
All right. God bless you. Amaiza is. Yeah, I'm a level 100 student. And from where? I'm a level 100 student. A brother in school, and he wished to marry me. But I am now in level 100 and level 400. I'm confused whether he meant. How do I go about it? Amen. I'm asking for someone. What if you are asking, say he is level 100? When you say I am in level 100, the question to answer you.
Thank you very much. I want to say God bless you to the ministers here. I'm much interested about the fallacies that the great ministers spoke about. And now my question is, I'm from University of Professional Studies. And my question is there a spell out career for spoken word believers? A career that one must offer if you're a spoken word believer. That is prophet spoke about. I want to thank you.
Okay, I think we'll take it for now. And we'll try to, and otherwise we'll miss some of the questions. But let me put it this way. The questions are not directed to only the one who spoke. Let's, handle it. Let me put myself into it. But the question you asked about the covenants, I'm a political scientist, so I can answer that question well. He speaks natural science. Asking that question, found. So I'll answer you. But let me attempt it first. Okay, so I'll hand over whichever questions anybody want to take on the table. Feel free. It's not directed directly to anybody, but all of us. God bless you.
Praise God. I would like to answer the question posed by our brother on the anecdote that I used concerning that Christian brother. You had wanted to find out what have I been doing, right? I have tried in my own small way in making available certain opportunities by virtue of what I was exposed to. I'm encouraging him to apply for a PhD program outside. There are countless scholarships out there. And one thing that I have to say is this. This brother shares a lot of commonalities in terms of our background. We are all from a background that is not well to do. So in the first place, for us to move out there and then go and study, there is no way our background can support. But there are ways out there that we can make use of. So I've given him links to certain scholarship opportunities. I've encouraged him to take GRA and then GMAT. And of course, he's a brother with a very good class. He had a first class. I didn't have a first class. So you see the dynamics. But now age seems to have caught up. So this is what I've done, and he's feverishly working around and making sure that he's able to apply this year. And we are praying that come next academic year in September, with the help of God, we'll have admission. And then the second question, you also asked a question regarding teaching. He's teaching in a private university, and there are challenges with respect to the frequency of the emolument, and you should know what that should imply. Working and then your salary doesn't come frequently. The very foundation of your belief will be shaken. On the second question, let me answer it based on what I've just said. There are so many opportunities out there. You are now doing your first degree or master's. This is a master's. So probably with the demand from National Accreditation Board, you want to do your MPhil now. And once you are done with the MPhil, I think recently the Minister of Education, Dr. Brembe, came out to say that without a PhD, you can't lecture. Some few weeks ago, one of our brothers came to me that he had wanted to work in a university, and I asked him to send me a CV. He had an impressive CV. I went to see our dean, who is also my brother in the message. He's a pastor, and he told me that because of these criteria that they are using, that you ought to have not less than a PhD. On top of it, if it happened that it was less than 40 years, it would have been much more easier. So again, that should tell you that age is now a factor in even making a career decision. So if you are not a little bit smart in making that career decision, you might find yourself in a situation where you have yourself to blame. As for our soul, we have it in the message that once saved, forever was saved. So as for that one, your soul is saved, but then the physical body will have to go through the harsh reality of life, which if care is not taken, the very foundation of your belief will be shaken. Thank you.
What has been said. There are often we find ourselves as individuals, we say we are praying about something, I'm looking to God for a sign. But how often we forget that that brother, that sister, something that brother or that sister can say could be the answer to all that you've been praying about. So at a certain time we pray about issues, and we look in the wrong areas for an answer. That brother next to you, that sister next to you, something that they will tell you, that can be God answering that prayer. Just listening to what he said. I mean, at times, all of these things, okay, the brother said, I'm looking for a sign. It wasn't in vain when he said, these are opportunities, can you apply for some at that time? So that is the little I want to chip in, that at times praying to God and looking for an answer, God can use the brother, the sister next to you to be the answer to that you are praying about. God is not going to descend from heaven on chariots of ladder to just come and give you that answer. And so let's not miss that also, because God can speak through a brother or a sister and that can be the answer to that prayer or that issue that you are praying about.
Just on that note, I think one of the things as the end time message, perhaps it's a gap, is the counseling section. You know, ministers are supposed to do a lot of counseling. However, even in educational sector, they are counseling in what section? They used to have guidance. See, let's also make good room. There are certain knowledges that ministers may have, or technical professional guidance and counseling that we might need to make ourselves available for. Maybe at no cost. Some we need to do that and pay for something. So let's not only limit to just giving the brothers, even in the church alone. If it's a professional issue, having talked to your pastor will be helpful, but you can still pray around it and seek technical guidance as well. At times it becomes very necessary. Do you understand what I've just said? Okay. Now let me go to the person that the brother asked about. So these are people, if you say, just give them the basics. Put that into context. You know, when you meet a novice who wants or who you want to witness to as witness to for Christ, that is where the basis I was speaking from. Don't just go and start from doctrinal issues. For novices and people who you want to witness to, who don't have much knowledge, please just be basic. Because once they start from class 1, they will move to class 2, class 3, class 4, and up. Right? But if you meet people who go to church, they are also of different levels. There are people who go to church, they can speak boisterously, but they lack knowledge. So you need to gauge. Let the Holy Spirit give you guidance. That's why nobody can prescribe on stone for you. Because God will guide you to say, no. What you are talking about, look, let's even take the issue around baptism. What is baptism? What is its significance? How was it done in the Bible? Let's compare Matthew 28:19 to where practically it was conducted. So you pick the person to Acts 2:34, Acts 19:1-5, Acts 10:48. Look, just to be able to compare scriptures. Look, there are two strong pillars in this Bible, Paul and Apollos. Paul was a messenger sent, but Apollo was a teacher sent. And they all have their strengths. So use those issues. Once you are knowledgeable, the Holy Ghost can still guide you to segment and to be able to deal with people at what levels you need to engage them. Amen. Have I answered your question? Yes. Amen. Okay. Now, on the issue of color, I never put those words that you said. I think it's your own influences. No, what I said was that it's a color game. So if you are black, don't disvalue your color. That's the context I speak from. But if you get to know, I think you are being smart also as political your language. Those ones that has to do with the advice the prophet gave. Look, when I was a young boy, in all my mind I said I will marry a white woman. And from nowhere, look, I will travel outside and I want to marry a white woman, produce fights. And luckily, I have my senior man here. He put me in a hotel after my wedding. And what God did, I didn't have a room. I had a borrowed arrangement to get a room after my honeymoon. After my wedding. So after the wedding, not knowing the message didn't get to my friend, so I was going home. Then God touched his heart. He said, go and put Paul and Gifty into a hotel and come and see. Pious hotel. I spent 2 weeks. just enjoying myself for a while. But listen to this. You see, when God wants to give you something good, it's not an issue of color. It's about appreciation of what you have.
Yes, sir.
So the prophet has advised, even farmers, they put like to likes. Most people who marry whites, they end up as strugglers. Count them. Perhaps only Kofi Annan. Look, their values, their cultural issues, their understanding to issues, their social settings. Look, you might mix up. So the prophet really gave a good advice. But let me tell you, the snag is that even in our settings, when you see a half-caste among us, people discriminate against them, and that is the wrong portion of it. Look, we can't come here when somebody has been born by black and white, and they have become product of that. When they are in our midst, anybody can marry them. Don't make fussy issues around it and say these are unclean people. And there are people who behave like that. I was in New York. A brother who's a black has proposed to a sister who's an Indian. And the sister said, hey, Bami, I'm not black. That eventually, when all failed, the sister had come back to tell this black man, they call them Akata people. So the sister is not coming back to you. Now, he wants to be the black boy. You see, so when it comes to issues of marriage, be wise. But the fact that even blacks is supposed to marry blacks does not mean any black go in for. Look for blacks that are values addition. Not just beauty. Because beauty does not set the food in the home. Beauty doesn't give you happiness. It's godly character.
Are you clapping or about concerning witness? Our Lord normally uses parables. A parable is just an illustration, something that concerns everything to teach some truth. So Abraham told us that if you meet a man and the man is a farmer, start talking about farm. Talking about farm, and this time it doesn't rain, this time farm fertilizers are spoiling it. So somebody is spoiling something. Then you begin to chip in God. So before you realize you have the pill and you have put some sugar around it. He's taking the sugar, before you realize he's taking it. You know, the issue of baptism, that's Acts 2:38. So, just one tape can take you. But it depends on how you handle it. You meet a man, you know, Ghana or around us, everybody seems to be a Christian. You can talk about Christianity, how God, for us, we are the end time. And as we are talking, no, when you talk about we are end time, Christ has done for us, everybody will. Then you talk about, then you chip in Christ coming. And if he's coming for a bride. And he had a first bride. He's coming for the church he built. See, you are not going to Doctrina. He's coming for the church he built. So I will build my church. So he built the church. And the church he built, he told, before even the church started, they had to go and receive the Holy Spirit. When the Holy Spirit came, he said, everybody repent. Be baptized in the name of Lord. Before you realize you have chipped in, you are not going straight. If you know you are not baptized in the name of Lord Jesus Christ, you are going to hell. You are too judgmental. See, so I believe that for that wisdom of God, see, when we started, and it's you know me, you have heard me preach before. Theory. You go to wedding, preach, and people will be taking their bag. By the time you finish preaching, half of the congregation is gone. Amen. The message itself is hot. That's right. So if you make it hot, it's just like you have bought some yam, okay?
the yam is hot, just over the fire. Then you make some hot pepper with that tomatoes, and you will not enjoy the food. You want to eat it, there is no matter. So we need wisdom. Like somebody said, somebody came to a wedding and said, this people, they have truth, and they lack the wisdom to handle it. So sometimes people say that, and you see, they condemn Bible college. They don't go to Bible college, they talk like that. So when you hear it, says, and you feel embarrassed. So we need the wisdom to handle it. There are levels. And let's not be judgmental. The person is like this. You meet the person in the gutter. You're going to bring the person out. Maybe the person, the woman.
Yes. And I believe that if we are really leaning on Him, He will give us the circumstances to be able to reach out to them. I'll give 2 examples. I have a tailor that sews all my dresses for me. So once he came to my office, I wasn't in. So when I came, and all the 18, that was all I told him. Scriptures. So when he studied the scriptures, why the disciples believed in him, and why the Pharisees and the high priest crucified him. Just don't forget about everything. Just let's try and sort out this issue. One morning I went to the office, and next to my office I heard people singing, "Ancient of days, as old as you are, you remain the same." And we're having prayer, so I went. I said, "I love your song, Ancient of days, as old as you are, you remain the same." Amen. So you guys believe Jesus is the same yesterday, today, forever? So sure we believe. I said, so why? It's good to pray. We cannot eliminate one prayer. But you look, even at the time we came to the message, there was nobody for us to look up to. Sure. There was no one to look up to. But now by the grace of God, I remember somebody was telling me in church that, "Oh, brother Isaac, how for you? I'm sure you were born with a golden spoon." I said, "Me, born with a golden spoon? I carried my mother's donut on my head to serve." Long vacation, behind the house, there was a parcel of land. Onions just need about 90 days to mature. Plant onions, immediately I come back from school. Plant and nest the onions. By the time school reopened, the onions are ready. I saw them and go back to school. We need to learn to work hard. Amen. Things will not just come to us. We have to work hard. And I always tell my children this, and any other believing child, that the best we have, we are competing with others. But we have the greatest advantage, that God is on our side. Amen. And always tell yourself, that is one thing I've told myself from teenagers growing up. If A can do it, I'm a human being. I should be able to do better. And I can do better because God is on my side. That is the advantage we have. There's somebody you can go on your knees and talk to him about and discuss your issue. Develop an intimate relation with God. Amen. Don't just carry it on your chest. Talk to him about it. So if you want to go to bank, yes, brother, to here. You want to do IT, I'm there. You want to whatever. We have people in front of us. Go to them, free advice. That other day I had a meeting with a youth, even attending interview. Because I sit on a lot of interview panels. And people come and they don't even know how to conduct themselves at an interview. These are things that at times we have to have. Even writing a CV. You don't know how to. Just ask. Because that is the very first step. One job, we just interviewed the executive level job. There were 137. We screened it down to 40. Finally, I screened it down to 10. And somebody came and just crossed. Before the interview, he was sitting there and crossed his leg like that. With my chief executive and all the people there. So there are things that cancel it by the grace of God. By the grace of God, we've got people in our midst. Let's consult. Somebody asked a question about political science, social science, and what should be the position of the believer in politics. I think that we need to be led and have wisdom in whatever we have to do. Okay? This government came in power. Somebody approached me, do you want to be the mayor of Accra? I said, no. Another person came, you don't want to be the mayor of Accra? Well, we'll take you to Portugal to be the ambassador there. But I had to make a decision. And so I look at it, I say, I'm a Christian. Could you imagine the ambassador holding a reception and all that is being served is just minerals and when people come, they want to drink red wine and all of those. It would be a conflict. I'm sorry. But as that means I'm not involved, I'm still involved. But involved in the background, the way I want to do things. We don't have to be at the forefront. Okay? Meetings at the vice president office, give advice. This is the way we think that you, as a technocrat, giving advice in the way things ought to be done. So there are things that you can get yourself involved. As a believer, you just have to make the right decisions. Okay? I believe that I can be at the background. I don't belong to any party. I just believe in things being done right. And it can be very challenging. Could you imagine somebody who walks to your office? He knows you are building a house and says, I can offer you $200,000. Doc, just take this and let's sign it. I look at him, I say, that is the door. Can you walk out of the office?
Yes, sir.
That is the door. Please walk out of my office. I think you are talking to the wrong person. So we can be involved, we can be at the decision making. But it's at that level that even our character as Christians ought to come out. One of our former chief executives, they moved me from after almost 7 years in IT. I was moved to a different department. And I thought, I almost gave up the job. But I thought, look, I've been doing IT and I'm being moved out. Am I being set up to fail? And so one of our former deputy chief executives called me. But I had a chat with him. I said, look, what do I do? He said, no, I know why they moved you there. Because that is the area deals take place. Deals take place. And I know this new chief executive, he wants to stop the deals. He needs somebody that will stop those wrongs. And that is why I'm sure he not know, but that is why I think he put, because he knows his head. When this man says yes, it's yes. When he says no, it's no. So even in those fears, people will respect us for the things that we stand for. Never compromise. So in politics, yes, we can have a